Many strides, one dream. Many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success. The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock. Tonight in CVM News at 7, mixed reactions as last-minute back-to-school preparations wrap up in Kingston. Over 800 assorted rounds of ammunition seized in St. Elizabeth police operation. And Prime Minister challenges Jamaicans to judge his administration by results, not rhetoric.
Also in the news, 2024 CSEC passes produce mixed results. The latest in the business markets. And in sports, Akira Nugent breaks her own national record in 100-meter hurdles. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm TK Dawkins.
And I'm Curlin Brown. It's Friday, August 30, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is hitting back in the face of mounting criticisms from the opposition on health and education.
He's challenging Jamaicans to judge his administration by results, not rhetoric. He made his case at a major education initiative in the country's capital Friday morning. More from CVM's Ramon Gordon.
Amid blistering criticism from opposition ranks on health and education, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is urging the electorate to judge his administration not by promises, but by what he calls a proven track record of success. He made that charge on Friday at the Dr. Barry Wynne Scholarship Awards, where the government awarded nearly $500 million in scholarships, fully funded by the national budget.
You finally elected a government that is focused on the economic engine. Everything you hear critical of the government, okay, but not one criticism can stand against the government's management of the economy.
The government purchased 100 CNG buses loan-free, marking another step in its commitment to improving public services. This move has been met with praise by both private and public sector interests. Despite those commendations, the opposition has intensified its criticism in recent months, accusing the Holness administration of neglecting issues related to worker migration and resource shortages in local healthcare facilities.
You hear the complaints about healthcare. There's no bed here, this hospital is falling down, but never a real interrogation of why the situation is as it is, because it is not just today that Jamaica didn't have enough beds in its hospitals. And if the people don't elevate their understanding of the problems, they will elect governments that continue the problem.
Over 600 Jamaicans in healthcare were awarded the Dr. Barry Wynne Memorial Scholarship on Friday. These scholarships aim to train and retain healthcare professionals across 13 disciplines.
Minister Tufton will tell you that the shortage of healthcare personnel is having a significant impairing impact on the ability of the states to deliver health care. If our labor force is not healthy, our productivity will be low.
The Dr. Barry Wynne Memorial Scholarship is just one of several initiatives the government says it's undertaken to set Jamaica on a path to economic independence.
In the last 40 years, no other administration could claim or even dream of doing what this administration is doing. But now we have to focus on productivity.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Some parents are in the last-minute phase of back-to-school preparations. However, others are depending on when the money becomes available. Our reporter Adrian Williams takes us downtown Kingston to gauge the readiness ahead of Monday's school opening.
here in the downtown Kingston area doing a back-to-school roundup to find out how easy or how challenging things are for parents this time around.
I don't know what's happening, but the books this year seem to be up a sky high. Books are like almost $5,000 for one, a lot of textbooks. So that's a little challenge for us, seeing that we're just coming through burial and all these things.
All right, last year I spent like 17,000 for a 3-year-old, and this year for him, I'm actually looking at 25 going over. Yes, so it's very bad.
This is my first year for back to school, as my son will be starting basic school. So far it has been definitely tedious. However, I am still trying my best to get everything in preparation for my child.
But I just get the time to come now for the school shoes. Yeah, just getting some time to come for school shoes. So that's why in school is Monday. So so I have to get it today or tomorrow.
Books are very expensive, so that's why. And I have a part-time job. I do a full-time job, so that's why I started saving from March so I could accomplish all of this.
For some business owners, they have to be creative, as online shopping has taken a lot from their sales.
Good thing about Payless is that you can come in, try on the shoes. Difference with online is that you might buy the shoes and it can't fit. But once you come to Payless, we allow you to try on the shoes. You come out with shoes comfortable, fitting, and you're okay. We also allow a 30 days return policy, where if there is any manufacturer problem with the shoes, you can go ahead and carry back the shoes to the location or any of our location that's convenient to you, and we change it for you. Or you can go just the same to any of the location and go a size up or size down.
It was slow, but it just started to pick up from about Thursday. Since the back to school, the last minute coming up, it started to pick up bags because of the storm. People didn't have any money, so like they're getting a little money now and they come in and pick up whatever they can.
We are doing local thing and we are selling two local belt, but they don't know where the back to school parade see everywhere. So me, why I sell and think, I try to buy my local pitney thing, them 1 by 1 and 2 by 2 to reach my target. So I complete my mission already. So I them there now, I want to put something in the basket back. You get them and say, I remember them have to go to school, I have to find bus fare, you have to find fare, lunch money, I just have to find food for your yard. Come support my thing, you get me and say, because I real youth, good belt for your money, you have fake leather, you have real leather, you have boy belt.
Well, there you have it. We have found out from parents and business owners how things are going for the back to school period. For some, it's a bit challenging. For some, they're doing what needs to be done. Adrian Williams for CVM News.
Education Minister Favour Williams is encouraging schools to implement preventative measures for COVID-19 ahead of the new academic year. Williams says the Education Ministry is on alert after Jamaica saw increases in COVID-19 cases in July. Courtney Lewis tells us more.
The Ministry of Education is covering all bases with regard to the possible spread of COVID-19 ahead the new school year. Minister Favour Williams, while speaking at a media conference Wednesday, says the ministry has noted the various concerns.
We are encouraging schools and we will be soliciting help to ensure that there are enough hygiene and sanitation supplies, including, the normal mask, hand sanitizers, disinfectants, and so on.
While the Health Ministry has issued no directive on mask wearing, the minister says her team remains on high alert.
We are asking our principals or school nurses to be particularly vigilant. While there's not a mandate for mask wearing or distancing and so on, we note the Ministry of Health's concern, if I could put it that way, for us to be aware and continue to do those things that we did during COVID.
While on the issue of health, Minister Williams maintains more will be done to address mental wellness, noting over 1,000 guidance counsellors have been deployed in schools.
Similarly, our guidance and counselling unit has partnered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to provide increased access to guidance counsellors to help students, staff, and parents cope with any particular issue related to the hurricane and other difficulty and unfortunate circumstances.
And in light of the rainy season and recent natural disasters, the ministry is taking a proactive approach hinged on greater preparedness.
We're leveraging support to ensure that there are disaster preparedness kits, including first aid supplies, flashlights, batteries, emergency response kits are in our schools, and we'll be doing that as we go through the school year.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
To another hot topic now, as the declines in crime continues through consecutive quarters, there's hope Jamaica could this year see a sub-1,000 drop in homicides. But is this even realistic? As Nika Lewis reports, there is one view: meeting such a target would require drastic changes in the law.
Criminologist Dr. Jason Mackay is of the view that the Commissioner's dream of sub-1,000 homicides this year is noble, but will require some major changes, especially in Parliament and law. Among them, the use of widespread states of public emergency.
It's very difficult. I wouldn't say realistic or non-realistic. I think we're at our best point in years now in terms of the force's size, the force's motivation, and the force's mobilization. Those three factors are all very high. The Commissioner of Police is extremely popular, and he's strong on motivation, motivating the human resource aspect of the force, and that is now complemented by significant resources that have been given to the force, particularly in the increase in sizes of the force and the army. So that is why you're seeing all of the motivated workforce, the well-resourced workforce, is resulting in the reduction.
Some of the most murderous parishes and police divisions have seen drastic reductions to include upwards of 15%. However, Dr. Mackay notes, should this dream be made reality, it would require double the current declines.
So the accumulation of these major figures, have resulted in, the other one, but maybe performing at a lower rate of reduction, have resulted in a 15.7% reduction. The fact is that the ambition is to go under 1,000, and we've been operating at a murder rate of about 96 per month, going up to this point. In order to achieve the sub-1,000, we would have to be at about 57 per month for the next 4 months, which is almost a one-third drop in homicides that would be required.
He notes Jamaica's ripe for the much anticipated decline, but would heavily depend on new laws to combat the external influences impacting local murders and crimes.
If you're conspiring to export guns to Jamaica, conspiring for persons to be killed in Jamaica or to be injured or to be attacked or anything, that you're committing an offense that can be tried in Jamaica. And I'm not sure that our current laws are combating that effectively enough. So that needs to change, because that is the major stimulation in this particular era of Jamaica's crime. There was a time, 40, 50 years ago, it was politics. Then there was a time it was narcotics. And then there was a time it was scamming. Now it is overseas interest. Persons overseas financing murder in Jamaica. That is the major stimulation for our murderers.
The security expert and crime fighter was speaking this week on CVM's News at noon. Nika Lewis, CVM News.
And police in St. Elizabeth are reporting a massive ammunition seizure following an operation in the Santa Cruz police area Friday morning. Despite no arrests, law enforcement found more than 800 rounds of ammunition. With the details, here again is Nika Lewis.
Up to this time last year, the St. Elizabeth police had only managed to seize 165 rounds of ammunition. But with this latest cache, the police are reporting a total ammunition find this year of 1,263. Commanding officer for the parish, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, details the circumstances under which they made the latest seizure.
This morning at about 10 a.m., a team of officers conducted an operation in the Grasman community, that is in the Santa Cruz police space. A particular premises was searched. At the end of the operation, a total of 836 rounds were recovered. The breakdown: 702 2.2 cartridges, 85 9mm rounds, 49.38 cartridges, one 9mm magazine, one 2.2 magazine, as well as a .38 handle of a weapon were recovered in this operation.
Following what he says could be one of the biggest ammunition finds in the parish in recent years, he reminds the locals to report to the police any suspicious activities or people in their community.
This level of ammunition find underscores the point that we have persons in this parish that are arming themselves for criminal activities, and we intend to go strongly after those who are committing criminal offenses and to build case files and bring them before the courts. We continue to appeal to persons, those who are committing offenses, to desist and to seek an attorney and to have your day in court.
And he ventured even further to remind the criminals not to harbor thoughts of attacking the police if encountered.
If you are challenged by the security forces not to engage us, we're better trained, we're better resourced, and we will come out on top.
Despite no arrests so far in relation to the bust, he maintains there is an active investigation underway with support from the National Intelligence Bureau and the people of St. Elizabeth. Nika Lewis, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 continues in a moment.
Me, I go show them my way of justice.
I'm abused.
I need legal advice. I don't deserve this.
The truth of the matter is, justice there for all of we. The Ministry of Justice has trained more than 5,600 persons in restorative justice practices. More than 200,000 victims have been supported by the victim services. Legal aid has reached thousands island-wide. Make we talk it out, not fight it out. Call 888 Justice today.
Yeah man, make some noise because Burger King Double Deal Pick 2 is back. $16.50 you get 2 whole Burger King combo. It's a win-win. Pick 2 combos. Whopper Junior Cheese with bacon, American chicken sandwich or big fish sandwich combo for only $16.50. Spend 1 money, win 2 times. Food for me, I'm a party, or just for me. Cause me hungry right now. Myself and I go hungry later. You see it. 1 money, 2 food. Makes it. 1 money, 2 food. Win-win. Burger King Double Deal Pick 2.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Thanks for staying with us. The Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate results for 2024 reflect varied performance across different subject areas locally, highlighting achievements for some students and the challenges for others throughout the region. Britannia Witter has our report.
This year's sitting of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Exam, CSEC, and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exam, CAPE, saw mixed results from students from across the region. CAPE students have maintained a high pass rate with 90% pass rate for Unit 1 and 91% pass rate for Unit 2. These subjects include Caribbean Studies 94%, Computer Science 91%, Entrepreneurship 93%, Environmental Science 94%, French 92%, Geography 99%, Green Engineering 97%, History 92%, Information Technology 91%, Law 92%, Literatures in English 95%, among others. As for CSEC, only 18% of students passed 5 subjects this year when compared to 21% in 2023, with only 36% of students passing math and 76% passing English language. A pass rate of 80% and above was attained in the following CSEC subjects: Agricultural Science Double Award at 84.9%, Agricultural Science Single Award at 85.1%, Family and Resource Management at 90.6%, Food, Nutrition and Health at 87.3%, to name a few. In the sciences, pass rates improved significantly for physics, making it the subject with the biggest percentage point increase at 17% compared to last year. Meanwhile, biology and chemistry recorded passes of 76 and 64% respectively. Since the release of results, many stakeholders have expressed their concerns on the current education system. Speaking on CVM's lead story on Thursday, President of the Jamaica Association of Principals and Vice Principal of Secondary Schools, Linburn Wright, says the problem is linked to several factors.
The kind of understanding of the nuances of teaching well you get with experience if it is that you're a reflective teacher. When you have a high turnaround rate the way we have now in teaching, it is going to affect things. And this is not to absolve any teacher of anything. We're not really talking about that now. But if we're talking about that, the fact is that there are some teachers who really are not doing what they are supposed to do and are not reflective enough and are not good enough. There is that. But there's a fact of a teacher being new. We are throwing in the deep end to say, go prepare students for CXC. And we have a number of those teachers piled onto the fact that these children never got a good grounding, because they weren't in school for a long time and they were online and dodging. All of these things are a part of the thing.
The overall pass rate for this year's CSEC examination across the region stands at 69%. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
CVM News at 7 continues in a moment.
Man, make some noise, because Burger King Double Deal Pick 2 is back. The $16.50 you get 2 whole Burger King combo is a win-win. Pick 2 combos: Whopper Junior Cheese with Bacon, American Chicken Sandwich, or Big Fish Sandwich combo for only $16.50. Spend one money, win 2 times. Food for me, I'm a party, or just for me, cause me hungry right now. Myself and I go hungry later. You see it? 1 money, 2 food. Next it. 1 money, 2 food. Win-win. Burger King Double Deal Pick 2.
Need to pass your CSEC CAPE exams to get that dream job or to qualify for university? Then Distinction College is the school for you. We have locations in Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Elizabeth and Ocherius. Start day, evening and Saturday classes this coming term and sit CSEC CAPE exams for January's resit or May-June. Maths, law, science, English. We have the lowest school fees. Register before the end of the month and win an entire term free. Call us at 354-8560.
Motorists, as Minister of Justice, I appeal to you, obey the road code, pay your ticket on time, and only go to court if the ticket is being contested. Close to 80% of matters coming to the parish courts are for traffic breaches. Let's work together to make our roads safe and ease the burden on our courts.
Welcome back to CVM News at 7. Here's a recap of our major stories. Many parents are slow to the draw for back-to-school preparations post-Hurricane Beryl, while some store operators are concerned online shopping has taken a chunk out of their earnings. Prime Minister has hit back at mounting criticism from the opposition on health and education. He's challenging Jamaicans to judge by results, not rhetoric. And St. Elizabeth police make major ammunition seizure following mid-morning operation in Santa Cruz. Despite no arrests, an investigation has been launched into identifying those responsible for the arms.
And now to what's trending in social media.
What's trending in our local social media spaces? Reggae Boys ready to represent. Jamaica's Reggae Boys squad has been revealed for the CONCACAF Nations League. Social media users are reacting to the selection. At Marvin_Matthias writes, Leon Bailey know he was included in the squad? I don't want another news come out that no permission was given. Too much drama. At Extremely_Rude says, if the man play a problem, if the man don't want to pay, problem. Shake my head. Tell you about my society, you see? At Emron 4th General post, like a golf Maggie play cause on a now call on the best midfielder. At Tay Davy comments, this is the best team I've ever seen Jamaica put together. At Most Multi adds, not bad. We just need to play the best 11 that fits the opponent on the day. At Elias the Genius shares, about few months ago, my comment say Adrian Reed Jr. for there in a JA squad cause him good. And look there now, the coach see his potential. Mad thing. At Fell_No post, well, we have to be grateful for who wants to represent. Let us support the team. And that's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM_television on Instagram. I'm Courtney Lewis.
Thanks, Courtney. Time now for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Parents must take a more active role in their children's literacy development. The nation's chief librarian in Barbados said Wednesday as Barbados and the rest of the region grapple with declining pass rates in English and mathematics. Jennifer Yard, director of the National Library Service, NLS, told Barbados Today that parental involvement in children's reading has dropped significantly over her nearly 40-year career, coinciding with a stark decline in literacy rates and children's interest in reading sessions.
This over at Corwin Street, the old library, children used to be on the steps from the top to the bottom in the courtyard, accompanied by their parents. Literacy begins in the home. And that is something that I know that the parents knew because they brought the children to the library, they stayed with them, and something they were even involved in their choosing of the books and so forth. But now, today, children, they have a lot of distractions.
Grenada and its smaller dependents, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, were among the countries hard hit by Hurricane Beryl weeks ago. Many countries, particularly those within the 15-member regional bloc, known as the Caribbean Community CARICOM, stepped up to help countries in need. But Grenadian Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell singled out Guyana's support during his visit to the South American nation this week. More from Newsroom Guyana.
I want to conclude by thanking the President, the government, and the people of Guyana, first and foremost, for the unwavering support and solidarity shown to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because it's not just Grenada. And to the wider CARICOM, who've been devastated by Hurricane Beryl. Guyana has gone above and beyond the call of duty. You're the only CARICOM country with troops still stationed in Grenada, and they've been extended by a further 2 weeks to assist with the continuing rebuilding and recovery effort. There's no reason for you to do this other than the love, the humility, and the solidarity for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
In international news, Israel says it has killed the head of the Palestinian armed group Hamas in Jenin and 2 other fighters as its major military operations continue for a 3rd day in the occupied West Bank. The details from the BBC.
On a road outside Jenin this morning, Israeli forces came face to face with the man they believe led Hamas here. Inside the white car, Wissam Hazem, shot dead by the army. And with him 2 other men who tried to escape, killed in an airstrike as they ran. Israel says all were involved in shooting and bombing attacks. The eastern areas of Jenin and its refugee camp have both been sealed off for the past 3 days, and there are fresh reports of casualties, including an 82-year-old man who paramedics said was shot 9 times. This morning, the army pulled out of Nur Sham's camp in Tulkarem. The destruction there, enough to remind residents of a war. Yazan said the army laid wires from her home to blow up 2 of the houses opposite.
Stay where you are. Sports is up next with Angelique Virtue.
We are bucket together, it puts you in a good mood. Every moment we share is finger licking good.
The time by KFC is 7:30.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Pass your CSEC and CAPE exams in only 4 to 9 months at IIRQ Academy, located at 32 Hope Road, Kingston 10. Start CSEC and CAPE classes from scratch this term and sit exams in January, May, or June in attractive air-conditioned classrooms with experienced instructors. Start day, evening, Saturday online face-to-face classes in math, English, POB, accounts, IT, OA, EDPM, biology, chemistry, and physics. Register this week and ask about our payment plans. Also available City and Guilds Math and English at stages 2 and 3. Call us at 876-322-4029. Visit our website at www.iirq.org.
Welcome to Sports. I'm Angelique Virtue. Akira Nugent continued her blistering post-Olympics form with another superb performance to win the women's 100-meter hurdles at the Rome Wonder Diamond League meeting. Running from lane 7, Nugent stormed to victory in 12.24 seconds, the 4th fastest time in history to destroy a quality field that included reigning Olympic champion Masai Russell, silver medalist Serena Samba Mayela, Kendra Harrison, Devine Charlton of the Bahamas, and Itaji Kambunji of Switzerland.
Good start there from Russell, forward from right, she's away at the moment. Also great running from Charlton, Devon Charlton in the bright yellow. Look on the inside, Akira Nugent moving well too. Akira Nugent's going to take this one, or is she? It's going to be very tight at the line. Nugent takes it from Russell, and that little battle over the last 3 flights or so, drawing them well clear of the rest.
In winning, the national champion and record holder shattered several records.
And Chris, that improvement just keeps happening for her. 12.24 there. A national record for the Jamaican, a world lead, and a meeting record.
Well, it puts her inside the top 6 all time, and it was a really crisp set of hurdling, wasn't it, from Nugent? And how well has she responded to the hard take, as you say, of not completing the final in Paris in the Olympic final. She hit the first hurdle there and never really recovered. No such problems here this evening. Brilliant. 12.29 in Poland last weekend, 12.24, and all the letters have flashed up on our screens. National record, world lead, personal best, and a meeting record.
In the women's 400-meter hurdles, the 3 Jamaicans, Cheyenne Salmon, Genevieve Russell, and Andronette Knight, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively, behind the American Anna Cockrell, who won in 52